Holy shit, alchemy, that was fast as hell. Damn. Alchemy, what up, brother? How you doing, man? Just doing some late night sorcery out here. Ooh, the normal introduction, my bad. What's up, you guys? Welcome, my letters. I'm your host, Keith, bringer of knowledge, information, and a bit of entertainment. Welcome to the squad. If you're new, introduce yourselves. Take your shoes off. Stay a while. We got a nice thing going here. Um, if you're old, what up? Nice to see you guys again. Welcome back. Welcome home. It's not just some of your usual merrymaking. I have some banishment candles to send out, and I was going to write am going to write the incantations that go out with the banishment candles. So I figured I would just say what up to the squad while we're doing it, and talk about some cool shit in the process. Where'd my parchment paper go? Oh, I'm always losing the parchment paper. How you guys doing? How's your Monday going? How's your start of the week going? You hanging in there? I know it just started. I know. It's off to a rough start myself today. Did I see Salavi in here? What's up? Nice to see you, Salavi. It's been a while. Damn, there's so many songs in this. Hey, you went swimming in the lake. Nice. Yan Yusi Watawala. Welcome. How you doing? Everyone say what's up. Everyone say what's up to how did I pronounce that? To Yan Yusi. Yan Yusi. Yan Yusi. Hold on, I gotta grab my parchment paper. Still my parchment paper. Paper came from England, from someone who makes it at their house. A long, long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Yusi. Yan Yusi. Before and after, you guys will witness firsthand some banishment. One of the people that ordered one of these candles asked the timing for things of this nature. And as a rule of thumb, you guys might already know this, but as a rule of thumb, whenever you're doing, not whenever, but if you're doing some sort of incantation, some setting, astrological setting, if you will, it's best to do it when the moon is waning, preferably when it's a dark moon, when the energy of the moon is starting to dissipate. Is the best time for releasing, banishing, protective, etc., etc. Is this hoodoo or Santeria? What up, Phoenix? What up, Art Campos? Um, this is neither hoodoo nor voodoo. What was the other one you said? Oh, Santeria? It's neither. Actually, technically speaking, this would be some form of, I guess, you would call it chaos, chaos magic, which is chaos magic was something that was dubbed, I want to say in like the 1970s or something like that, 60s, 70s, and it's basically a culmination of practices from all over the world. But the idea behind chaos magic is sort of get creating reality from getting a lot of people to believe in something. A lot of people believe Musi, Watawa. Um, Never mind. It's a long story, but yeah, chaos magic is getting a lot of people to believe in something so that you sort of influence reality. Oh damn! I picked up the candle and it fell through because I didn't know it was done and it spilled wax everywhere, including on the banishment parchment. Look, you guys, I already blew it. I spilled wax on the parchment paper. It actually looks kind of cool, bro. Oh man, that's a bummer. We're all trying to get this name. We're gonna get it. Sorry, yo. Sorry if we hammered it. Um, Magic's gonna have to. Damn. That's funny. Yeah, it gives the paper substance, but I'm not sure. I don't think I can. I can't write on it. Is the only thing. Damn, this is a bummer. I can't believe I did that. Sorry, guys. Magic just got put on hold. A little too much chaos in the chaos magic. This parchment paper was expensive too. It's crafted by this lady in Britain of all places, I believe. Handmade. She like makes it in her tub or something like that. Ooh, and the topic for tonight, by the way, while we're just BSing here, I forgot to bring it back up. Call me Ya. What up, Ya? Um. Ooh, polarity. So check this out, you guys. Check this out. Um. Someone left a comment on my video a couple days ago, and the discussion was again polarity and polarity not existing outside the third dimension, and this is something we hear a lot of. Um, and I don't know where it's actually coming from. There's not like there's really no there's in the sake of like occult texts, esoteric texts. As far as I can tell, everywhere that I've read believes this sort of as above, so below, whether it's paganism, whether it's Christianity, though. they're almost identical. Taoism, Eastern philosophy, Western philosophy, they all have this idea of as the heavens, even science, the macrocosm, the microcosm. Um, that we live in a sort of holographic universe that says everything that you find in the heavens you find here on earth, everything that you find here on the earth you find here on the heavens. And in the Hermetics, the reason why is because we all come from the same place. And since we come from the same place, we all follow the same rules, regardless of the plane of existence. The only difference is the rate of vibration in which that thing exists. What up, Junior? So, Homegirl was like, hey man, the third dimension is the only place where polarity exists. It's so that we can experience the extremes. Um, and I believe that. I believe that's true. Um, it is. It actually brings up a good point because the third dimension does have a huge swing of the pendulum. The thing is, um, you can't you can't just take away third eye. What up? You can't just take away polarity. You can't go to the fourth dimension and be like, okay, polarity doesn't exist anymore. Like, oh, Junior, you got the frankincense? I got the Anubis candle holders from a Catholic, what you call it, where they sell things to make money. What do you call it? Swap meet. What's that called? Like a thrift store, I guess you would call it. But they were selling them, so I bought them. Only I dropped this one and the arm broke off, but I still rock it. I'm gonna get some Toth candle holders. Same like everything, but it's Toth instead of Anubis. Solavi, exactly. Botanicas. Yeah, might as well be a Botanica. That's funny. Um, yeah, his arm broke off, man. I have two of them. I have two, and they hold candles. So this one still has his arm. On AliExpress. Yeah, you can. I saw him on AliExpress. But to answer your question, yes, polarity exists in every dimension. That's why I'm not sure where these people are getting this idea of um, the third dimension. I'll actually read the comment to you guys so you have a better context of what's going on. Comments. Howard Shore. Chilling on some botanic and oh my god. Chilling on some botanindica. That was a good one. Because someone was like, oh, you get it from Botanicas. And then the homie was like, Botanindica. Speak of which, should we burn right now? It's been a while since I burned some oregano with you guys. I might just have to burn some oregano with you guys. Um, okay, I'm gonna read the comment. So it said, actually, I'm not gonna read the name, but they said, brother, love your vibe. This actually person was actually very, very cool person. Actually, some really thoughtful things. It's oregano is definitely code, but it's not code, but it's code. It's oregano. It's oregano. It's not code. All right. The comment went like this. I enjoy your insights. Know they are valid, but infinity only implies time, in quotations, to those who don't understand what infinity is. Time is a construct within the third dimension. Third dimension is a realm. Um, um, And this, first of all, how do you guys feel about that? What are your guys' thoughts? You, you guys tell me. How do you feel about that? That infinity implies time to those who don't understand what infinity is. Time is a construct in the third dimension. Third dimension is where we go to experience duality to catapult our growth. Infinity is just another expression of the all. What do you guys think? Actually, I'll let you guys do the teaching in this episode while I write out this banishment spell. And burn this oregano. Okay, so you guys do some brain digging amongst yourselves. I'm gonna start writing this, and then I'll check back in with you in like a minute or two. All right. So hit me with your best answers. I'll put on some Lord of the Rings in the background for you guys. Also, smash that like button. I'm gonna write Gail a super nice calligraphy letter with the fancy parchment paper because she's been buying so much stuff. Yeah, she does. Check it out, you guys. We're going dip quill status right here. These things take some getting used to, getting the ink dialed in, but it's definitely worth it. My new D's look dope as fuck, by the way. The new D style I got for the D's. They look like Shire calligraphy. Right now we are writing it out, you guys, so bear with me. Also, Melissa and I would appreciate it if you gave us all your positive juju into this ritual letter so that it works that much better when she gets it. Sorry, you guys. Bear with me here. I hope you're working on your responses. This person actually wrote their own incantation on this, and I'm just copying it down for her on here. And it's really good. It's really well thought out. Almost done, you guys. We still gotta watch The Hobbit again. As I say it, as it is done. Whew. Check it out, what up? Almost ran out of room. Thank God we didn't, though. Alright. Handled. Alright, I'm going through your guys' comments now. I had eyes when my cat knocked her off the table. Weak. Chilling on some bad Botan Indica. Alchemy, good luck on your new shop. Even go check out Alchemy shop. Alchemy, hit us with a link, man, so we know what your info is. Gotta support the tribe. Shalavi Studio says, without polarity, would there be physical movement of anything? Um, ooh, good question. I don't know. I would say, well, here's the thing. The claim was that not that polarity doesn't exist, but that it doesn't exist outside of the third dimension. Alchemy says, without polarity, all dimensions would fall and will cease to be separated from the heavens. Well said, Alchemy. Well said. Time is my imagination a measure of human perception. It may be 3D oriented. I am living on Earth at this moment. Um, yeah, and you see. Splice, Wagwan. Good night, by the way. I believe infinity to be literal, a never ending sequence of sequences. It is the counter to finite. Within the number sequence pi exists all sequences. One must localize to be able to witness a sequence. You can never witness the entire sequence. It is infinite. Boom. Great responses, actually, you guys. Really good responses. The thing with these sort of topics is that you can really argue about them until the fucking cows come home because they're like philosophical questions, which most of the time don't have answers to them, if ever. But it if you are to believe, and this the premise has to be, do you believe in a holographic universe? Scientists call it holographic in that you know um, super clusters of galaxies look like brain neurons, which are shaped like blood vessels, which are shaped like roots of a tree, which are shaped like the veins of a leaf on the same tree. Right? There's this fractal. So we see the fractal in the physical world. Yeah, holographic. Exactly. Um, So the Hermetic texts say, call this phenomena the law of correspondence, saying that everything corresponds to everything else on every plane of existence, as long as you're existing as an extension of the all. Get sucked back into the all, and of course, it's just unfathomable existence, right? That we can't wrap our heads around because our heads are finite. Um, so this being said, to say that polarity exists only in the third dimension and not in the other countless dimensions that are out there is almost, I don't know, it wouldn't make sense. Because here's the role of polarity, since we're on polarity. The role of polarity is to give definition to something. Um, it's to give definition to something. So if you lose definition, you become obscure and you sort of dissolve into everything else, back into oneness. Um, So if you want the experience of individuality, of your own individual perception, you have to exist somewhere where there's opposites, where there's polarity. So let's say um, the third dimension is the most dense. I don't think it's the most dense. Out of the third dimension, while the vibration changes and the polarity changes, you still have polarity. So you leave the third dimension and you go into, say, your higher self, or I'll go into Keith, Spirit Master Keith. I am still experiencing existence from an individual point of view as Spirit Master Keith and Spirit Master Alchemy of Life and Spirit Master Solavi Studio. Everyone talks about their higher self that exists on a different plane outside of their dimension. Well, everyone's higher self is still everyone's higher self. Everyone has their own higher self, and because they have their own higher self, that means their higher self is individualized to some degree. It's individualized on the next plane. And because it's individualized, that means it has its own ego. Because again, your ego is just your lens in which you perceive this reality, your unique lens in which you perceive this reality. So, as long as you're perceiving reality from a somewhat individual lens, then you are experiencing life within the mind of the all, meaning you're following the laws of existence, the law of polarity, the law of vibration, that everything exists as a vibration first and foremost. The law of correspondence, which we already talked about, holographic, the law of gender, the law of cause and effect, the law of rhythm. I think that's all. But and I've actually made a video on this before recently. I don't know if I go into more detail. As long as you're existing, so the idea goes, we exist in the mind of the all, because there's nothing outside of the all. Therefore, there's no space outside of the all for something to exist, because then the all wouldn't be the all. So the only way for anything to exist is to exist within the all, within the mind. The mind goes inward to create everything that you see. And as above, so below, that's where our creation starts. It all starts in the mind with us. First, you have an idea, and then your action brings that reality into existence. Only we're operating with a finite mind, while the all is operating with an infinite mind. So while I'll agree polarity doesn't exist on other planes, like it does in the third dimension, to say it doesn't exist at all is, I guess, to not realize what polarity does for us. And again, polarity gives definition. And what we also learn about polarity is that opposites are identical in nature, right? Opposites identical in nature, but vary in degree. That way we don't negate existence. What's this? The example I always use is temperature. If you guys have been following the channel for a while, you know this. 100 degrees and 50 degrees are the same thing. One's hot, one's cold. One's quote unquote hot, one's quote unquote cold. You're measuring the same thing. Hot and cold are identical in nature. Why that's important is because we have the ability to transmute things. We transmute cold into hot because we follow the same scale up. We transmute hate into love because we follow the same scale and go upwards with it. So again, to say that polarity just stops existing in the fourth dimension, then what would exist? If polarity represents differences in things, and you take away the differences in things, then you turn everything into one thing. And we know that the fourth dimension doesn't consist of one thing. According to the mythology, lore, and occult studies of the fourth dimension and on, you have a whole fucking plethora of creatures. You've got angels, you've got like fairy elves and shit, or you have like the genie if you're from the Middle East, or I don't know what the hell the oriental mythological creatures are that exist outside this dimension. But again, there are creatures that live there, and they inhabit a plane of existence, and there are objects in this plane of existence. And the fact that there are objects and beings outside the third dimension tells you that there are differences between the beings in other dimensions, which tells you that there's fucking polarity past the third dimension. So That's what I mean. I don't understand where people keep getting this notion of. Well, I have an idea, and it's fucking blogging and YouTube, because that's the only time I've ever seen anyone say that polarity doesn't exist outside the third dimension is from people on YouTube and people writing blogs and people posting memes on Instagram and shit like that. Like, I've never actually read a text, and I've read a lot of fucking texts on this where it was like, yo, third dimension just ends polarity, and then all the other infinite dimensions somehow exist without differences between things. I don't know. I don't get it. But like I said, it's philosophy, and it's really hard to like. I can't just go to the fourth dimension and take a video and be like, "See, I told you so." So that's why the conversation still lingers. But I would go out on it. I would bet a really big paycheck of mine that the third dimension doesn't end polarity. Like, it just seems silly to me. That's cold as hell. Um, Let me see if I can. That's not gonna work. We have one more letter to write for these banishment candles, y'all. One more letter to write. As I try and. I'm gonna log into my YouTube channel from my computer so I can see your guys' comments. Hey, Elizabeth John, what's up? Fancy seeing you here. Long time no see. You missed all the juicy stuff. Alright, backtracking. We'll be doing answers. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Kimberly Solomon. Damn, Solomon. What up? Fictionalized like pizza slices. Bayou Beauty, what's up? Karma's polarity. Can it be that as spirit, karma is irrelevant, like it doesn't roll over to higher densities? But karma still exists in higher densities. Could alternate realities and higher could alternate realities and higher densities have polarities that are very foreign to us? Yeah, absolutely. That's actually a good point. So check this out, you guys. Let me turn off the stupid fan on my computer. So Third Eye posted a good question. Um, One that I don't know for sure, but I'm just gonna spitball it. So the question is: could alternate realities and higher densities have polarities that are very foreign to us because the laws of physics are different? Yeah, absolutely. Um, Again, when we change, what would be a good example? You know the whistle, the dog whistles where you blow them and humans can't hear the whistle, but dogs can hear it. Same concept. Um, the frequency becomes so foreign, like the dog whistle, that your ears can't hear it. But that doesn't mean it's not going on. We just can't. We just can't hear it. Can't pick it up. Can't contemplate it. So yeah, absolutely. The thing with all the laws, right, that extend from oneness, is they operate on every plane, but they operate at a different frequency at every plane. And it's sort of like, I wish I had my piano set up, but on a piano, there's only 8 keys. It goes C D E F G A, and then it starts over A B C D E F G A B C D E F G, and it's the same note, but when you play it higher on the octave, the frequency changes because you're playing higher and higher. So if you had a piano that could play an infinite amount of notes, you would still be playing A through G, but eventually it would disappear from your ear because the frequency would be too high. But it still repeats, right? It still repeats into infinity. Um, and I would guess that that's exactly what happens in the higher dimensions, in the higher planes. The frequencies and the vibrations are so foreign to us that we can't fucking understand them. But that doesn't mean they're not operating. Polarity, in my understanding, can also be hot and cold, creates wind. Weather patterns, high tides, low tides equals movement. Damn, Slavi Studio, that's a beautiful analogy. A lot. I like that a lot. A lot, actually. How about this, Slavi Studio? How about it's not polarity that's causing the weather patterns and the movement? What if we called that rhythm? Because if you guys remember the law of rhythm, which goes in tandem with the law of polarity, um, rhythm says that while you have opposites, consciousness will always flow back and forth between those opposites. You'll always go from hot to cold, night to day, happy to sad, love to hate. The pendulum's constantly swinging. So, literally, that's where I thought of that when you said weather patterns. If you think of rain from a low pressure system, or like you see rain on the mountains. So, you have the high pressure cell and you have the low pressure, and high always gets drawn to the low pressure. So, the movement of air being drawn to the low pressure on its journey is creating wind. That's the wind you're feeling. It's the air fucking rushing to the low pressure system. And that's what I mean by the swing. So what if it was the rhythm that creates the weather? So the polarity is hot and cold, and then the rhythm is what's connecting those two, creating movement, creating wind. Yeah, I think we're on to something, you guys. I think we're on to something. Third Eye, please keep in touch with your journeys because that's exactly what I would like to do. I'm definitely not going to school for chemical engineering, um, but I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you. The Amazon. No, we're not talking about the Amazon. Hey, Bayou. You guys, to be me and the ancestors, guys, stay connected. What up? What up? Am I not talking loud enough? Need some volume? Ooh, Altrusion Grace Media. What's up, man? Uh, Everyone go check out Altrusion's um, channel. Siempre, Elizabeth. What's up with my volume? Is it good? Is it not good? You guys said I needed volume. Not much Altrusion, just holding alive, writing out some calligraphy notes. But I like your channel, man. Altrusion's got a nice feel. It's like all my favorite feels in a YouTube channel. It's like that kind of dark, melancholy, not dark like bad dark, but just like the hidden mystery shrouded in darkness because it hasn't been discovered yet. Kind of epic feel that I like. So, good job, well done. You guys should go check out his channel. Yeah, he's actually got a really fucking cool um, prayer of Thoth on his channel that he did, like audiobook style, but it's only I think like 10 minutes or so. Baby Brat, what's cracking? Universal Faith. Oh, nice to see you, Universal. Minx, what's cracking, Minx? If we are able to understand higher dimensions, would we be able to see them through our own perspective, or would we see it all the same way? Maybe at very high ones, we all would see the same way. What? What? If we were able to understand higher dimensions. Oh, I get what you're saying, Sean. Like, would we share a collective sight at higher consciousness? Maybe. Um, I feel that that the higher in scale you rise, the closer to source you get. So, and of course, source is omniscient. Is that the right one? Omnipotent, omniscient, knows everything and can see everything. So I would assume that the higher you got, the more like that you would be. So you would be able to tap into, say, all the minds of the lesser beings of you. Like if you were a god on like a galaxy level, maybe you could tap into the consciousness of the earth and see what the earth sees and be the earth because you're just such a powerful creature. You can do some crazy shit like that. I don't know, I'm making something up. But yeah, I believe you it would make sense that you could sort of share a collective subconscious, and experience it. Didn't I write Daniel's out already? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Which one got sent out before? Danny ordered two? Hmm. Minx, it has been a while. Hope you're doing well. Currently trying to be there for a grieving friend who lost his uncle. Just a damn. Well, keep doing your thing, Minx. Hey, we're always gonna be here. You guys can disappear for years, pop back in and be like, what up? And we will still be here. We'll keep the light on. Um, e- to answer your question, I don't know. You know what I mean, Sean? What my what my intuition is saying is that as long as you are existing as a thought in the mind of the all, and as long as you're perceiving, period, that you're going to have that individual lens. You know what I mean? Um, as long as you're having that experience, because you could be. It's almost like you could say, "Oh, I was having an experience as an entire solar system. I was all the planets, and I was um, all the creatures on all the planets. I was even the rocks and minerals of that planet. I was the elements of that planet." But you're still saying I, right? You're still able to contemplate having the experience. And the ability for you to contemplate having an experience is that lens. That's like even Carl Sagan said this, and he's not even so much a spiritualist, he was more of a scientist. He was saying that we are a way for the stars to see themselves. And so the fact that we can contemplate existence, I think, is the whole point. I think that's why they all went inward and had these thoughts, was so that it can have all these individual experiences on an infinite scale. Um, so to some degree, you're gonna have an individual lens. You're gonna have the ability to contemplate from a vantage point on the experiences that you've had, and that in and of itself is the lens that I'm talking about. Whether it's a very finite lens like Keith, where I'm incredibly finite and I could just look here unless I'm watching a movie, or unless I'm watching a YouTube video and I can kind of slip into someone else's life. Um, or I'm on some godlike shit and I can experience an entire galaxy or even an entire universe simultaneously. I'm still going to be having that experience and contemplating on that experience that I'm having, which is a lens. Oh my God, Elizabeth, share that shit. Hey, you guys, where's the moon at right now? Is it waning, waxing? We just had a black moon, right? I feel like I've been seeing a lot of stars in the sky. Ah, damn. Jill. Whoa, we got a couple stars in here, huh? Collapsing into a black hole. Blue star. How do you guys get the impression that you were stars? I don't know if I've gotten that impression before. I would like to be. Sounds like fun. Oh my God, Elizabeth the Moon. Elizabeth, yo. Um, um, I am oregano. Yo, so Liz, check this out. I had a thought about. I was watching. I was in one of my rabbit holes. Check story time, you guys. Take your shoes off, stay well. Story time. I was on one of my rabbit holes, and they're talking about how celebrities and these big people do spellcraft and ritual shit, and that's why they're so successful with all their secret cults and organizations and whatnot. So, and then I thought, well, what if the moon is fake? And then that's when I thought of Liz. I was like, Liz is always saying the moon's fake. If the moon's fake, what does that mean? And then I thought, well, what if it is fake? Not that it's not fake, but what if it is an artificial satellite? But it was placed there because it was sort of a focal energy point. Like someone's like, hey, we need to up our game on planet Earth as far as making shit happen. Let's put this artificial satellite in the sky that will amplify our powers here on planet Earth. Let's say it captures some of the sun's radiation, like a giant crystal or something, stores it, and we can use that energy here on planet Earth to do cool planet Earth shit. And then I thought, whoa, if that was the case, it could still be used for spells true, and still could also be true that it's an artificial satellite like Liz was talking about. Bada bing, bada boom, maybe I'm onto something. It's gonna be the basis of my next fantasy book. Jim, 1 year old. Glad we're on the same page, Jill. Now I had this dream for 1 whole year. It wasn't any visuals or sound, but this feeling and sound of this deity vibration. It's like I was awake but in a dark void. Damn, that's a crazy ass dream.